Hi, that's Guillaume here with Trampo. One of the most frustrating parts of cloud computing is no doubt the file transfer. The upload, and the download of the results. It gets pretty bad if your internet is slow or if your files are huge. Is there any way to get around this? Well, yes, there is, and it's called Trampo. I'd like to show you a quick demo of how at Trampo we've completely removed this waste of your time. Once you've installed Trampo's synchronized folder and Trampo has authenticated it, your synchronized folder will appear at this path here. C drive, Trampo synchronized folder. So anything you put in there will automatically reach us. Our first cloud computing job is going to be this simulation, cube.sim. It needs to mesh and it needs to run. When we receive this file, Trampo Smart Simulation Handling, the patent pending technology, the algorithm that scans through your files, is going to detect that you've got some surface mesh settings, that you've got some volume mesh settings, and that there's also a stopping criteria. So Trampo is going to restart the CFD workflow at the surface mesh generation all the way to your stopping criteria. Let's go through the job submission for this simulation. So because it's so simple, there's no Java macro, you can leave all the default settings on during the job submission. I'll show you how it works, and that's very simple. We'll put a timer on just to see how long it takes us. So we go to trampocfd.com. We log in to our account. We put in the name of our simulation. Then we copy and paste this simulation in the synchronized folder. We click yes, I have started to upload the file. It's in the synchronized folder. And we click submit. And that's it, friends. This is your first cloud computing job with Trampo. Another really nice feature of next-gen cloud computing is that the results are automatically sent back to your computer. If we have a look at our synchronized folder here, the simulation that we put in there was replaced by a job folder. In the job folder, we find all the auto post-processing that Trampo is going to do for you. It's going to output the plots and the scenes and all the scenes in star view format automatically back into those folders. It's also going to create a PowerPoint presentation for you and output all your tables. The simulation is running at the moment, so we can see here that the surface mesh and the volume mesh was just generated. So all these things are on your computer in your synchronized folder in real time. Let's have a look at what's happening in the scenes. We can see here the first save of scenes occurred at 10 seconds into the run, then 20 seconds into the run. The next one will appear at 40 seconds, and the period at which the scenes are automatically generated increases by a factor of 2 until it hits 1 hour, and then we only save the scenes every hours from then onwards. What that means is that it's very easy for you to judge convergence. So on the scenes, that might not be super easy, but on the plots, for example, if we look at the residuals that was saved at 10 seconds, clearly this is not converged. If we look at the next residual, then it's plain to see that the simulation has converged. So if we went back to the website at the bottom of the job submission form, under the tab My Job, we've got our simulation here. We could actually cancel that simulation, and the process would exit gracefully. It means that the simulation would be saved when we click on cancel, and all the results will be automatically uploaded onto your synchronized folder. The simulation has now finished running anyway, so let's go back to our synchronized folder. In here, we've got the solved simulation, so that's the file that contains all the results. Now we also have a PowerPoint presentation that has all the contents from the scenes and the plots. The scenes have also been output in StarView format. So that's very convenient to share with your customers or your partners. The tables, there was no tables in this simulation, but it also outputs for you automatically all the tables there, maybe for further post-processing in Excel. And down there, we've got a batch report that contains a summary of all the software and the hardware that was used to run a simulation, as well as the contents of your output window, so what actually happened at every iteration. When you're away from your desk, it's very easy to check the progress of your cloud computing job running on Trampo. So you go on the Synchronized Folder app, you go to your customer folder, then you open the job folder, and as you can tell, that's exactly the same files as you've got on your PC. The only difference is to save on mobile data and on storage capacity, these files actually have not downloaded. So if you go on this plot, for example, it will download, and then you will be able to visualize it. Now, at this stage of this demo, you might say, look, Guillaume, your synchronized folder that brings the scenes and the plots back to my computer, great. Your smart simulation handling thing that saves us a lot of scripting and macros, fantastic. But mate, 24 cores. I need to have access to 250 cores. If I could have access to 5,000 cores tomorrow, I would take it straight away. Okay, we hear you. And that brings us to one of the biggest announcements in this video. Trampo is moving from 24 cores to 100,000 cores. We are in the later stages of negotiation with an Australian data center, and we will have access to multiple clusters. The one that you will probably be the most interested in, that's the one with the Xeon E5 2690V4. That's the latest cores. They've got dual memory controllers. They've got the latest DDR4 RAM. That should be enough for most of you. There will be more details coming on our website in the next few weeks. If you have any large simulations that need to be run now, please get in touch with us as we will be testing these clusters. Of course, if we change the hardware, we will also have to change the pricing. So there's a few changes coming in the pricing. The main one is that we're still doing license included, but you will also be able to bring your own license. There will also be an academic license pricing. We will bring in different levels of priority as well that will be coupled with the hardware. So that will enable you to find the pricing that gives you the best return on your investment. The main goal of Trampo is to make your experience as close as possible to running the simulation on your own computer. So that's the reason why it's really close to our heart to bring you a full real-time connection where you will be able to edit things in your simulation as the simulation is running in the cloud. Another thing that we will be working on this coming year is optimization. If you followed what's happening with STAR-CCM Plus, you've probably noticed that optimization is getting easier and easier, and Trampo will follow that pattern. And finally, Trampo is not just a cloud computing provider. We can help you with lots of things that have to do with STAR-CCM Plus and CFD in general. Because we've spent the last year and a half programming nearly full time, we are sure we can help you with your Java macros. So this concludes the first part of this video. Now, if you're interested, the rest of this video is about setting up an account on our website and installing the synchronized folder. So first we go to the website, trampocfd.com. We go to create an account. You put your first name, your last name, your email address, and a password. So you're not greeted with your account page, but if you go on that My Credit tab, you can see that you've got no credit in there. So you need to buy some credit before you can actually submit a simulation. So we go and buy this credit there. So it's a very straightforward process. We put our contact details in there. I actually can't cheat with this one. If you had a free code or a discount code, you need to apply it here. Continue to payment method. In there you provide your credit card details. And that's it. Now your account is ready to be used. So if you go back to your account, there, my account, under the tab My Credit, your account has been credited. So that's good news. Once you've registered your account on our website, you will receive this email entitled Welcome to Trampo. In this email, you've got all the instructions that you need to set up your synchronized folder. So let's go through the process. Let's install it on this computer. Let's see how long it takes us. So that's a Windows computer. We've received a zip file, so we'll extract it. Then we're going to double click on the .msi installer. Then we'll keep all the default settings. So that's next, 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 install. And that's it, that's finished. And then we'll go back to the email that was sent to us. So we've done this, get your external IP address here. Okay, so we copy the IP address, go back to the email, send us an email, and we paste the IP address in this email, and we've done everything we could to get the synchronized folder set up. So now, Trampo is going to open the firewall to your IP address, and is also going to authenticate your synchronized folder, and make sure that you're a genuine customer. The next day, when you go back to your computer, if you go on your C drive, you will find a new folder here entitled Trampo Synchronized Folder. If you double click on it, you'll find a .sync file which indicates that this folder is actually working. You might also find a job folder in there with all the results of a simulation. How is that possible? Well, that's possible because when you don't have the synchronized folder set up yet, you can still submit a simulation. I'll just stop that. If we go to the account page on the Trampo CFD website, in file transfer method here, you'll see there's also an internet browser method. And here you've got a field that comes up, upload your files here. So you could have used this method to send us a file. And like that, we could actually run your simulation and send it back to you the next day on your synchronized folder. Installing the synchronized folder on your tablet or your phone is also very straightforward. So let's go through the process. We go back to the Welcome to Trampo email, and then we scroll down to that second paragraph there, synchronized folder installation, mobile. It tells us here to install the latest Resilio Connect Agent app from the App Store. So let's do that. We go to the App Store. We find the Resilio Connect app. Then we download it. Once it has finished downloading it, then we click on it. We'll skip the tour for now. Now it asks us for the sync.conf file. So let's go back to the email. Number 2 here says download the configuration file by clicking on this button. So let's do that. Here we can open that file in Connect Agent, so that sends the file automatically. Then we're going to apply this configuration file. And that's it. The synchronized folder is set up on your mobile phone or your iPad. So in a similar way as on the PC, we also need to get the IP address and send it to Trampo. So I'm going to copy this, go back to the email, click on the email, paste the IP address here, and send the email.